What is up, my fellow warbirds, aka the War Eagles, back with another video. And this time we're just kind of doing a first impressions look at the new Mig-21MF that sits at battle rating 10.3 in the German tech tree. This aircraft, along with the new Russian MiG-21, came out in update 1.95, and it just seemed to come out of nowhere because there was no dev blogs or anything like that. It wasn't even in the dev server. It just kind of was found in the files and surprisingly came to the game this update. So this is just kind of a first impressions video on it. This was my first game in the craft. I managed to use a little bit of Golden Eagles to get some of the modifications, but it's still not spaded. So right now I'm rocking the R3S's, which is basically the AIM-9Bs for the Russian aircraft. Now with that said, in the update, AIM-9Bs and things like that managed to get a buff. They now are able to pull 10Gs, even though they still have the same small reticule for locking on. So overall, the MiG-21 is designed for speed. Its acceleration is okay-ish. Turning rate is incredible, but it loses a lot of energy in a turn. So yeah, you can turn fight with this thing, but it's not entirely recommended. But it does get first turn priority over pretty much everything. So compared to the MiG-19, which I'm chasing right now, on the very first turn I'm going to be able to keep up with him, but in the sustained turn he's going to be able to outperform me. Now, this MiG does come with radar, so I am able to lock on, but I don't do that this match. So I tried firing a missile in a head-on, but unfortunately he missed. Now, some of the things about the MiG is, unlike the F-13 model that the Russians have, this one comes with a 23mm dual cannon, and it has 200 rounds, so you can spray a little bit more without, you know, having to be extremely precise. Now, at this point, I am trying to get on this other MiG-21, but I don't know what it is about random players, but they never seem to actually take the time to look behind them to see if there's a friendly trying to help them out. So we end up going into a turn fight, and I will say, in a sustained turn fight, especially this early in the game, I highly recommend you don't do this. I was stupid to have done this, so don't do it. Now, I could have had him there if my aim wasn't potato, I'll admit that, but I'm still trying to learn the guns on this thing. And keep in mind, like I said, this thing is not spaded. But with that said, as you notice, like I said, I'm doing a sustained turn, which is a big no-no for this thing. I should have died this game, but things worked out. So again, we're still trying to chase this guy, and I eventually just give up trying to help this guy. If he's going to keep turning like that and trying to pretty much play poorly, I'm just going to say screw it and move on. I don't know if he survived the game or not, but my tip is, if you're a blueberry, look behind you and see if there's a teammate trying to help you out. So I just break off and I decide I'm going to try to get my speed back, and hopefully I won't die. All the while, I see this F4 Phantom pretty much low and slow. And I see my opportunity coming up, so I warm up a missile. And boom, right to the face. One thing I've noticed now about this update is missiles that even had like the small turning or small lock-on radius can now even lock on from the front if you're close enough. So I was able to pull off that shot. Now that MiG-21 could have had me if he had missiles, but instead he decides to break off and turn back. So I decide to pursue. and I start warming up a missile myself. And he's done. Now, before the update, that would have probably missed because it only had 6 Gs. But the new R3Ss have 10 Gs, so I was able to get that guy. All that's left is this Mig-19, and this whole team decides that one player absolutely must die. So we're all going to pretty much try to get this guy. I could warm up a missile here, but I don't want to run the risk of shooting a teammate. I could go for a gun kill, but my teammates get him before I could. So that's GG. So what are my thoughts on the plane so far? I'm liking it. I think it's got less of a learning curve than the Russian F-13 MiG-21. But I wouldn't say it's noob friendly either. But with that said, I still need to spade this thing. I can't wait to try it out once spaded. I'll give you guys an update when I do, and if I get something good with it. If you guys like what you saw, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join Discord, and we're having a giveaway January 1st, so yeah, check out the video on that, and as always, I hope you enjoyed.